What's good, boys? It's y'all boy Sway coming back with another banger. Today, boys, got a banger for y'all. We're showing y'all how you can make easy ass ESTG beats from scratch. Show you some secret sauce. Without further ado, let's just get right into it. This is the whole beat. This is all I got. But I begin with the breakdown, but I had to actually re-record this video because the first time it didn't capture any audio. So the first thing I actually did was I went with this melody pattern and just pick a random sound. This is the first melody that I made because I was just trying to go for like a fast repetitive melody pattern. And I exported it and did a whole bunch of effects, but I decided not to go with that pattern because it wasn't too good. So I made another pattern. I made another crazy pattern, which is this. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't remember the exact sound that I used, but it was just some crazy synthy sound, and this is the pattern I went with. You know, it's basic as fuck. As you see, you can tell the pattern is so basic. And I exported that, and I put in some effects. I put in this shaper box and stuff, and the gross beat was for this melody, which I didn't end up using. Quick shout out, shaper box. If you want shaper box for free, well, not free, but it comes with a whole bunch of other high quality plugins. If you subscribe to Lander Studio, you get shaper box for free. You get a whole bunch of crazy ass VSTs for free on top of the Lander chromatic, Lander samples, Lander effects chain, or plugin chain. So if you want $50 off your discount, my boys, link down in the description. All I did was an EQ and some reverb, nothing too special. And I decided to add a Reese bass or a piano bass. This piano is from Pandora MIDI collection from Cymatics, and it's one of their one shot. And I layered that with a Reese bass. And a lot of people have been commenting on where I get my Reese basses from. I get all my Reese basses from Cymatics Vibes, and it's part of their bonus pack, which is in Genesis 808s and basses. All these Reese basses, man, they're all super fire. They're all super crazy. And these are where I get majority of my Reese basses. There's a Cymatics kit called Rumble Bass Multi Kit, and it's just another kit with 808s, basses, Reese basses, and all that stuff. You can get this pack for $10. I layered that with the Reese. This Reese bass I got from the Genesis 808s. It's the Reese Whale. And I layered that with the piano. Next, I went with another melody. This melody I went to Analog Lab. I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember the key, but it was like a synthy key. And I went with this pattern right here. I still have the MIDI though. This isn't the sound that I used though. So it gives it off like a suspense vibe. And what I did was I exported that and I put reverb and delay. I made a automation clip on the reverb so that the first part has no reverb, but then when it hits that last note is when you get that reverb. And then the reverb ducks down. Now for the next melody that I put in a string, like a little tring. Just like a violin, you know, it's grouped up with the same note, the last note that I used for this melody. Nothing too special, just reverb, just some violin, and another violin, which I know this one because this one's crazy. This violin is from Sinister Synths, and it is the gypsy violin, which is absolutely crazy. It's like that suspenseful vibe, you know. Just used one note, and basically they're all layered, just to give that, you know, that crazy tension vibe. And this is all so far. Like, oh shit, gotta go crazy. Then I added some, this is just a synth that plays one note. It's right here, it just plays one note, and then I just consolidated that. I've added a gross beat, portal, and chorus, but without the effects it sounds like this. Literally just a dry one note synth. I added a gross beat, and in the gross beat I went to the 1/3 gate. And then I went to Portal, and I went into the Accent Essentials. This is free, by the way. It's on dnxdonotcross.com, I think. And I went on the first one, the Motion Boys. It's basically just like some weird stuff. And then I added a chorus to top it off. And on top of that, the melody and bass. This is where I was like, okay, I don't know what else to add. So I followed my own advice. Whenever I get beat block or I just don't know what to add or whatever, I go into some melodies that have stems, and I just click on stems that would fit on this. And I found this one from Lucci on stems or accents or whatever from his hypnosis kit, and it's the third accent. It's some weird synthy shit, and I wanted that little dun 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 like you hear right here. I wanted that part, not this part right here. So what I did was I brought in this in knob up until where you hear the majority of the synthy stuff. And sometimes when you bring the in knob up, it actually boosts up the other half of the stem or the loop, whatever, pretty much like leveled and everything. And all I did was chop it up, you know, to make it like a continuous loop. And it has growth speed, chorus, and reverb, just to bring out more harmonies. And on this part, this is just like, you know, going on every other pattern. But then on this part right here, I have a section where it goes continuous. This is just for this part of the section without the main melody. And I have another section where it has growth beat as well. However, this growth beat has it's the 1 beat gate with the complex 7. This is where the drums go crazy. I still haven't. I was gonna do a volume knob because it's too low for us to hear. So I'm gonna just do that now. Actually, I'm gonna copy the value here so I don't lose it. Make a line here. Paste the value here. Or actually paste it up. What am I doing? Put another one here. This line will have the paste value. So then they'll go like this. And with the drums, alright, that's basically what I have for that part. Then I added some more accents from Lucci because his accents are freaking tough. I went to a violin phrase and I just took out this one part instead of having the other parts, like right here. I didn't have the second parts. I took that off. That's the only part I have. You know, just continue the ominous feel. And then I have another phrase by him, and this actually used the majority of the loop besides the second half right here. I just took that off. I just have reverb on them, nothing too special. Literally, that's it. It's the whole loop.
Hi, Sway.
Alright, now for the drums breakdown. First things I started off with, I already know, clap. This clap is from DNX, the Takeover, One Shot, Drum Stash, Dreamscape, and Axe Essentials. All those are free. And I just got some claps from within one of them. You know, easy clap, easy snare, you know, simple. And I added one snare pattern right here. I usually don't like to have repetitive snares, so which each drum pattern has its own lane, I guess. Here, its own snare right here, rim. This is all the drums or the snares. Not too basic, you know, simple. With the open hats, I went with this pattern because I wanted to have like a stutter feel kind of ish. So with the open hat, I opened it up. I did this envelope so I can have full control of the open hat, and then I cut it, and this is the pattern I went with. I put the velocity down, you know, with the hi-hats, you know, pretty easy, just some standard hi-hats. Now this is actually taken from Lucci's hi-hat midis, one of his midis, I forgot which one. Or you just put some rolls, you know, some stutters, and you'll be fine. Added another hi-hat, or added some perks. And this perk was actually a perk loop. And all I did was bring the out knob up. You know, made an envelope tab on it, or made an envelope so I can have full control, and I just wanted that little open hat noise. And I got some more open hats just to continue to, you know, support the other drum. Another open hat. But I have this last open hat, which is the last thing. Simple kick pattern. Now for the 808, this 808 is the Spins 808. I actually took this 808 from one of Cymatic's FL Studio templates. They just had this 808. It was literally just labeled 808, and I'm like, ooh, that's hard. And I took that. So I used that 808, which is basically the Spins 808 but boosted heavily or something. That's basically like the one I have. If you guys want this 808, you guys can just look it up on Reddit, and literally it's so overused. But if you want the one I have, like the boosted one, it's not boosted, but it sounds way louder than the other one supposedly. Then just let me know, and I'll leave a free link. I'll leave a free download link in the description or something. The pattern, I went with this pattern right here. First, I took one of Lucy's 808 midis, and I had like a whole bunch of slides, but all I did was remove most of the slides, and I kept these parts right here. It had also some stutters here, which I only kept, but then everything else I edited into make into my own pattern. So it's basically following the same Reese root notes, but just more cuts, you know. Pretty simple. I just have a lot of cuts because I want to be like crazy, just constant pressure, constant aggressiveness. Now I have this crash right here, but this crash actually is edited, and I put into a growth speed to put half time on it, so when it hits, it's more like a stutter. Essentially, that's all it. But yeah, it's basically it. You know, you gotta have your transitions, gotta have your impact, your symbol, your reverse effects, make it harder, not too hard, not too complicated. A lot of these beats are mainly just like accent fillers, some phrases. Just find some crazy hard sounds. Some packs I recommend for Analog Lab. If you guys have Analog Lab, I recommend these packs right here. I recommend Sinister Synths Volume 1 by Mob Monopoly. Spectre is a free Analog Lab bank from DNX Do Not Cross. Got some pretty good sounds here. It's free, by the way. Community Crate Volume 1 preset from User Crate website. Also recommend HZE kits, because his banks are always crazy hard. Yeah, basically everything that I have I recommend. But yeah, it's basically all it. Crazy beat, ESTG beat. Leave some suggestions down below on what you guys want to see next. Comment, like, sub, that good stuff. Follow me on IG at IG_SwayFlow. Get me to 700 followers. Get me to 600 subs on this channel, bro. We're so close to 600. That's crazy. Let's try to get it before March ends. Crazy with your beats. Don't overthink it. Some suggestions down below what you guys want to see next. And I'll see you boys next one. Deuce.